I'm gonna let you guys take a look here real quick. It looks like, I mean, it's a good school of fish, probably 100 or more fish, maybe 200 fish. And this is what you're looking for when you're scanning the horizon with your binoculars, locating these fish. So we're gonna go ahead and zoom in with the camera like you're looking through the binoculars. So go ahead and take a look. Now you can see out there how they're, you see how they're pushing wake? It almost looks like a school of mullet, or you know, just almost like your boat wakes, just a disturbance. Those are the fish pushing, and then you can see the little tail sticking up. And that, man, that is what you're looking for. That is super exciting. So we're gonna go make some casts on them now, but that is what you're looking for when you're looking for the big schools of black drum and redfish. Guys, when you're trying to locate the big schools of redfish and black drum, what you want to look for is nervous water, you know, where the surface looks different than everything else. And you're also going to notice the tails sticking up. So look over my shoulder here. This is just a typical school of redfish and black drum. They're a little bit mixed today. And just watch, you see how that nervous water, it just looks different than everywhere else. Kind of like a school of bait fish, but a little bit bigger. Now watch, you'll see their tails start to stick up. See the pushes right there? I mean, there's probably a couple hundred good-sized drum, 20-plus pounders, and we're just tracking behind them. See the tail sticking up right there? If you're going to effectively catch fish out of a school, it's really important to be familiar with schools of fish and how the individual fish react with one another, how they follow one another, how the schools behave. And it's really difficult learning how schools interact with one another and also the fish within the school from like a boat's view. So when you're in your boat looking, you don't see a whole lot. So we're looking with the drone here and you can see all these fish underwater, but in the boat, all you can see are wakes and pushes and tails. So you see this school right here in front of you. That's the same school that we just saw with the drone, and that's all you can see. Look, you've got one tail sticking up, a couple of wakes, a couple of pushes, could be bait, could be big fish. So it's really important to almost visualize in your imagination what's going on under the water. So we put together this compilation of really cool drone videos of two schools of fish, a big school of black drum and a big school of redfish. And we're gonna let you watch it and help you learn how these fish work. This is another angle from the boat's perspective of the big school of fish. So after a while, you can pick up, if you've seen enough schools of fish, you're gonna get better, and you can tell that this is a school of larger fish, larger drum. They're about 6 feet of water. You can see the pushes, the wakes. You can see their tails sticking up every now and again, and that's what you wanna look for. The tails are the giveaway on what those fish are, the species and the size. You see his back sticking up there. So let's look at these aerial photos here, and let's just kind of study them. So here's a cool little quick clip. You can see that school pushing away from the boat. Little push, lots of fish hiding beneath the surface. So we figure there's a couple hundred fish. These are big black drum, 20 to 50 pounds, and they're holding right off the boat. I've got the boat going pretty slow, probably like a 1 or 2 setting on the trolling motor. Just slowly pushing, just kind of following them, letting them act naturally. I'm pitching a little weedless jerkbait up to them. I'm not letting them eat the bait, just kind of having fun with them. And here's a cool perspective. You can learn how these fish interact with one another, and I'll just let you watch. It's pretty cool. You'll see some fish float up to the surface, and then they'll sink back down to the bottom. You'll see other fish are kind of pushing fast, and what they're really doing, they're moving around, and they're looking for food. They're looking for crabs and shrimp and other crustaceans. And just watch these for a little bit. Now we have a school of redfish. It's a pretty big school, and the fish are all really big. And you see them tailing there. This is the boat's view. Man, it's beautiful. It's super cool. They're just floating around on the surface. Probably 200 fish or so. They probably vary from 15 pounds up to about 45 plus pounds. There's some big fish in this school. Just look how they look from the boat. Barely see them, just kind of glistening on the surface. And here we go. Here's the same school from the drone's perspective. A lot more fish than you would have thought. A lot of them go down. This school is out in the middle of the river in about 6 feet of water, right on the edge of a drop-off. And, sometimes they're shallow and sometimes they're deep. But just a calm day and that school will levitate up on the surface and allow you to locate them. Just watch them. See how they behave with one another. It's pretty cool how they interact. And you can see how these fish play follow the leader. If you flip a bait up to those fish and you reel it backwards, like forward back really fast past them, they're not going to spin around and attack that bait. They are following. All those fish can see is the fish in front of them. So really your best chance of catching these fish are the handful of fish up towards the front that are expecting to be the first ones to find food. And those are usually going to be the most aggressive. Also the outliers. The fish on the edges they're looking for food, and there's a reason they're on the edges. It's their opportunity to get first dibs on a meal. Now check this out. I've got the boat really close and I hook up to a fish right here. You can see the school's kind of spooking. And I think I lose this fish. Oh, there's the lure. Check that out. But you can see the school spook. They sunk down, and I can't see them anymore from the boat. So it's important, once you hook up to a fish, let the school calm down. Let them go away. They'll kind of float back up to the surface. They'll get comfortable again. And then you can go back and catch another. So if you lose a fish or if you hook up and you land that fish, don't just stay on that school and drive them. Let the fish push off. They'll get super comfortable. They'll slow down. They'll get up on the surface. They'll start tailing. And just fish slow. That way you can go back and catch another one and really enjoy the experience. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to approach and catch these schools of fish. So if you have a smaller boat and you can push pole, that's the most effective. It's a lot quieter. If you have a kayak, that's effective. We're in a bigger bay boat today, so we've got the trolling motor out, which is fine. But what you want to avoid doing is pushing these fish hard. So the faster the boat goes, the faster they're going to go. And the faster they swim, the spookier they're going to get, and the less likely they're going to eat your bait. So what you want to do, I like to get behind them, and then I like to cut an angle. So I'll keep the trolling motor, a constant speed. I try not to fluctuate the speed up and down, and I keep it a constant speed. And I'll kind of cut an angle off to the side. And once I get perpendicular to them and I can cast across them, then I'll make a cast about 10 or 15 feet in front of the school and then past them. So you're casting past them and in front, and then you're going to retrieve your bait right through the school acrossways. And that's going to give the fish a lot of time to eat your lure. So you can see the school right here swimming this way. These fish are swimming pretty fast. If I cast across, it's going to give all of the fish a chance to see the bait. If you cast over them and reel it through them, they're already committed to swimming this way and they're playing follow the leader. So the back fish is following the front fish and so on and so on. So when your bait goes by, he's not going to spin around and eat it. So you really want to cast across the fish or even from behind and bring it forward. So the two ways to approach these fish is to either come from behind and cut an angle real quietly at a steady speed and cast perpendicular, or you can get on your motor and go way away, motor way out and around, and wait for them to get to you. So when these big schools start swimming, they're gonna track a straight line. So if you can see where they're going, go a couple hundred yards out in front and then wait for them. Shut your motor off, wait for them to get to you, and then you can make your cast into the school and bring it with them, and you'll usually get a strike. If a bait fish is going away from the school, that's what they're used to seeing, so they're going to jump all over it. So we're going to approach this school by coming in at an angle, and I'll show you how it works. It should be fun. All right, I'm out here by myself fishing, so I got one hooked up, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get a second. We've been kind of ghosting behind this school. They're not spooked at all. You can see them tailing over my shoulder. Let me see if I can do this here real quick. So I'm going to cast ahead of the school and a little perpendicular. So the bait kind of goes across their faces instead of straight at them. Let's see if this works. They're all black drum for the most part. So we're gonna kind of just slow roll this lamb shady. Ooh, we bumped on it. There he is. Doubled, look at him out there. Buddy, oh yeah. Let's go drumming, baby. Check out that guy. So cool, such a cool fish. And everything eats the slam shady, baby. Look at that slam shady. Boom! Look at that beautiful fish. Man, that pearl white is just one of my favorite colors fishing in the river. Drums like it too. Oh, boy, that's a cool fish. Slam shady. Just look at their eyes. Look how pretty their eyes are. Look at that blue down there. Black drum are one of my favorite fish. They're just so cool. Put them back in the water. Often regarded as kind of like a trash fish or dumb fish, but they're not, man. That's a big fish to catch in the river. Super cool. You let her go?
Yeah.